Now, today's, in my opinion, is all about shops on the high street, right? Companies interested in buying Wilko have been given until today to make an offer for the business. Wilko have been trading since the 1930s and have more than 400 shops and 12,000 employees. It's led to questions about bricks and mortar businesses and if they can survive on the high street. Kate Hardcastle is a consumer and retail expert. Morning, Kate.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming on. Tell us, first and foremost, why you think the high street needs to change.
Well, I think we used to have high streets that were predominantly based on retail. And I think we all know through to the amount that we're using parcel delivery services, online stores, etc., that our shopping habits have changed. So why would we have high streets where the infrastructure is based purely on shopping? It just doesn't make sense. We've tens of thousands of hairdressers, other services that we use on our high streets day in, day out. And yet traditionally, when we've had these information pieces come through from think tanks, it tends to have been a board of retailers that have sat down together and discussed what the future of our places to be should look like. And I think it needs to start on a much more basic level. How do we create community places that completely embrace the look and feel of the identity of a region, a place, and create opportunities for us as communities, as social people, to come together? And I think it's just time for a rethink, full stop.
Kate, what about some people listening who might own hairdressing salons? They might own small cafes and think to themselves, I would love to do this. I'd love to be able to create a community and be in the centre of a town. But the rates in these areas are just too high for me. So it's a great idea, but in reality, could it be a practical solution?
It can and it should be. And I think it really requires a lot of parties coming together. It's about creating partnerships to make sure that there's relevant thinking that creates ability for a David and Goliath business to be in the high street. There should be big and small brands. Now, there are ways and means of which that's been done, both internationally and here in the UK. One of the ideas is incubating micro and smaller businesses, allowing them to be able to be in properties that are still high street present, but have more affordable rent and rates focus, allow smaller businesses that traditionally can really struggle in those first 2 years of business to have a different structure to the way that they can start their businesses, and also putting complementary, non-conflicting businesses together right in the heart of high streets that can help celebrate the point of difference and also can sit comfortably alongside larger organisations.
Just a point on that before I let you go. It's just this idea, I guess, of these businesses are still affected by low economic growth, which we're seeing right across the board. So how would you counteract that?
The stimulus has got to be much more than just the services and retail organisations there. It's got to be about, let's just start at the very basics. We've got to have places where we can have public conveniences, toilets, greenery, open spaces, places to play. We've got to have people who can come into their towns and city centres and not be fearful of what penalty they might get from a parking ticket, or have accessibility for public transport that works. The infrastructure is so important, which is why our high streets need to be human. They need to be places to be, and that's going to require some thinking beyond the parameters of retail.
Okay, for the moment, Kate, thank you very much for that. Kate Hardcastle, consumer and retail expert.